Okay, so we are now going to do the same problem, quiz number 3, question number 2, using the Laplace transform. So remember the second order differential equation that we are trying to solve is this one. So irrespective of the fact that how we have arrived to this equation is of no concern. All we need to know is that this is a differential equation with these initial conditions, and we have to solve them. Okay, now we are to imply the Laplace transform. So if we take the Laplace transform of this whole equation, we are going to take the Laplace transform of the second derivative of I, which by definition we are going to get s square I of s, I'm just writing capital I, minus s into the value of I at 0 minus the value of I, the derivative of I at 0, plus 20 s into I of s, minus the value of I at 0 plus actually for the problem we were considering 32 I of s is equal to minus 80 into the Laplace transform of sine of bt is b over s square plus b square. So we get 2 over s square plus 2 square, which is 4. So this is the Laplace transform, and we can see that we can take out all the terms that contain I. So we get s square plus 20s plus 32, and the rest of the things can be taken to the other side. So we get minus s I naught, which is 0, cancels out, minus 20 cancels out, minus 20 goes to the other side as plus 20, and this thing is on the other side, minus 160 over s square plus 4, and I would be equal to, in fact, let us try to factor this right here. So if we use the quadratic formula, then we get s is equal to minus 20 plus minus square root of 20 square is 400 minus 128. We have already done this, divided by 2, and we are going to get two factors. If you remember, this was minus 10 plus minus 18.25 or 8.25. What was it? 8.25. So we got two values, minus 18.25 and minus 1.75. So with this factorization, it's easy to now write this as equal to 20 over s plus 1.75 s plus 18.25 minus 160 over s square plus 4 s plus 1.75 s plus 18.25. And now you see we just need to take some partial fraction expansions, which may be lengthy, but at least it's algebraic. So length basically should not deter us. And so let us take each of these terms one by one. So this term is going to be, so let us solve this separately. So 20 over s plus 1.75 s plus 18.25 is equal to a over s plus 1.75 plus b over s plus 18.25. and you can see that if you multiply the whole thing by this factor and then put s is equal to minus 1.75, we are going to get a is equal to 20 over minus 1.75 plus 18.25. That gives us exactly that factor 1.212 with a positive sign. And if we do the same for b, then b is equal to 20 divided by minus 18.75 plus 1.75, 20 over minus 18.25 plus 1.75, and we are going to get minus 1.212. So we have handled this. We have done the partial fractions. So let us now do the partial fraction for this second term. 160 over s square plus 4. There are two ways of doing the partial fraction for this term. One way is to find the factors for this term. So instead of s square plus 4, we can write this as s plus iota 2 into s minus iota 2. So these factors will also become factors with s power 1, just like these one, except that there would be imaginary terms in here, but that does not matter. We can use the same method, and you can do that, by the way, what I am suggesting, and that may be easier. But the other method is, which may become lengthy. I'm not sure if there is an easier way doing solving for that, but for such a term of degree 2, the term in the numerator will be 1 degree smaller, so we assume that it is as plus b over s square plus 4 plus some c over s plus 1.75 plus d over s plus 18.25. So using the same method, at least we can find c and d very quickly. So c will become equal to, this factor cancels out, and all the other s would be put equal to minus 1.75 square plus 4 is this factor. This cancels out. We get minus 1.75 plus 18.25, which is 16.5 into this thing, and we can solve this and see that we are going to get a positive value, right? A positive value, and that would be 1.373. Similarly, we can find for d would be 160 over minus 18.25 square plus 4 to minus 18.25 plus 1.75. So we have a negative term here, and solving this we get minus 0.0288. Now the question for finding a and b, I do not immediately require any shorter way of doing this. So since we are trying to solve it completely, therefore I would like to solve it completely, even if it takes long. So if we multiply throughout by this factor, we are going to get 160 is equal to as plus b. This term will cancel this term, and we get this thing, which actually is this thing. So we get s square plus 20s plus 32 plus, with c we cancel this factor out and we get s square plus 4 and s plus 18.25, and with d we get s square plus 4 and s plus 1.75. So let us just multiply them. It's not difficult, but it's long, so that's no issue. So we multiply, so we get as cube plus bs square plus 20 as square plus 20 bs plus 32b. I'm missing some term. Plus 32as plus c. We have found c, but let me keep c for now. C into s cube plus 18.25 s square plus 4s plus 18.25 into 4, we get 73, plus d into s cube plus 1.75 s square plus 4s plus, what do we get here, 7. So now once again comparing the left hand side with the right hand side. So this is a constant, so all the terms which do not have s in it can be equated to 160, and the terms with some s will be equated with 0 because there is no s term here. So for example, let us take the cube terms first. So see all the cube terms here. A, ignore the s cube in those terms. C plus d, so this thing is equal to 0. We already know what is c and d, so we get minus 1.373 minus 0.0288, and we get a is equal to minus 1.344. Similarly, let us take the square terms now, or maybe we can take the constants only. So on the constants are 32b plus 73c plus 7d, that is equal to 160. So b would be equal to minus 73c minus 7d divided by 32. So if we put the values of c and d in it, oh, I have missed on the 160. 160 minus this thing. So we are going to get 1.8. You can at least solve this. I've used the calculator in solving for this. So now it's complete. We are able to write what I is equal to. So I is equal to this term, which has a equal to this 1.212 over s plus 1.75 minus 1.212 over s plus 18.25 plus minus this term, so minus this term with a is equal to minus 1.344 s plus b over s square plus 4 plus c, where is the c, is this one, plus 1.373 over s plus 1.75 and plus d. So d is negative minus 0.0288 over s plus 18.25. Now we see these denominators are the same, so we can join them together. So 1.373 plus 1.212 becomes equal to 2.585 over s plus 1.75. So we have a negative sign here. I hope I have correctly combined them together. I actually solved this earlier, but with some terms swapped together. So basically, I cannot refer to my previous solution. So let me just move forward with whatever we are facing. So this will not be like this, although in my solution it came to be this term. So however, because of this negative sign, I hope I have not wrote this wrong here. No, it was already there. So it's a negative sign here. So we get 1.212 minus 1.373 over s plus 1.75 minus 1.212 minus plus, but there is a minus here, so minus 0.0288 over s plus 18.25 minus or plus 1.344 s over s square plus 4 minus 1.874 over s square plus 4. So what do we get here? Now I need to calculate the new values. 212 minus 1.373, we get minus 0.161 over s plus 1.75 minus 1.212 minus 0.0288, we get minus 1.1832 over s plus 18.25 plus 1.344 into s over s square plus 4 minus, let us half this, 1.874 divided by 2, so minus 0.937 into 2 over s square plus 4. This will be clear. So if this is I of s equal to, then the inverse Laplace transform can be written using the tables. So we can see this will become equal to minus 0.161 e raised power minus 1.75 t minus 1.1832 e raised power minus 18.25 t plus 1.344 cos of 2t, the Laplace transform of cos of 2 square root of this t minus 0.937 sine 2t. So I have used some results from my previous solution and some I have tried to do this here, but I hope I have not made a big mistake. So if we put t is equal to 0 in here, what do we get? I of 0 is equal to minus 0.161 minus 1.1832 plus 1.344, and this term will zero out. So let us see what do we get. 1.344 minus 0.161 minus 1.1832. I got minus 0.0002, which obviously is because of rounding. So I got 0. So it means it's verified. So now you can see, you can compare the two solutions and see what's the difference. So here in this solution, if you see, we have 1.212 terms coming from here from the homogeneous solution, and we have these two terms coming up, but from the forced response 2, we have terms. Look at this one. Look at this part closely. This part is the cosine and sine part. This part, you can see that this more or less matches this one. 1.874 divided by 2 is 0.94, and we have 1.344, right? And this part is what corresponds to this part. However, the Laplace transform has brought up this part as well, which is missing in the solution by classical method, and we have to hunt why is this part missing there. I will do this hunting, and if you can guide me on this, then obviously you would earn some bonus marks as well as teach me. I definitely need to find a teacher in order to learn this bit. So that's up as far as the solution of quiz 3 is concerned. We have learned a lot from the quiz 3 solution because we have made a mistake, and whenever you commit a mistake is the time that you learn the most. One should learn this art of learning from mistakes, and those who always go smooth miss a lot of learning.